Smith said, I'm not tweaking my game. I'm just going to keep throwing it harder and harder. That's what he's done.
It's the recipe for success this week.
Again, Jason Couch. I'm telling you, Randy, you got to hold your breath. That is just...
Hey, when you're feeling it, you know, just getting it that close to the edge is not a problem. You're throwing it good. You're making good shots. These guys have been doing this for so long. It's, you know, it's like second nature for them. I think the advantage, though, has got to go to Robert Smith. He's throwing the same ball in both lanes.
Well, he's rolling it well.
Jason has to go back and forth using two different balls, but Robert Smith, the first game, used a different ball. You see these two shots, the first match. Semifinal number 2, different ball, same line. Goes to a weaker ball, so he doesn't have to move around on the lane. I don't want any of that.
I don't either.
I'll just stay right here in my seat. You just give it to Jason.
Robert Smith is in a groove, folks. And you know who he gives a lot of credit to? The youngster, Richie Allen. Says they roomed together last week in North Carolina. He said, Richie, he goes, this young kid helped my mental attitude. He just reminded me what it was like to have fun and just get out and bowl and not think about everything. And it's helped him this week. He should give Richie Allen some of the cash, don't you think?
Yeah, I think 10% cuts.
I think it'd be good.
Not out of the question.
Got a little something for the effort.
A little something for the effort.
There's Jason Couch opening first frame with a strike.
Two different balls.
Oh, baby.
I watched him in practice on that lane, and he went high the last ball he threw on that lane. You know, Ron, that season behind bars, it was kind of like my bowling career because every time I stepped out on the lanes, I felt like I was handcuffed.
I thought you were going to say you went right to the bar. A strike for Jason Couch, and he'll go up 10. How about that? 138,000, fifth, but if he wins, he'll move up to number 2 on the money-winning list for this year, trailing Parker Bowman third.
Look out.
Whoa, boy.
A result of what happened on the right lane. Ball crossing over, going high. This ball wants to give room, as you saw Parker Bowman third, Jason's buddy, and the guy that used to own this tournament.
That's right. Look at that.
12th board out to the 1 board.
That defies the law of gravity. You know, Sir Isaac right now is saying, hey, man, that's not supposed to be that way.
Well, you better have power to create friction to get the ball back from that spot. A little shaky here, the last couple of frames for Jason. And that board that you're seeing, remember, that's at the arrows. That's not down the lane. Down the lane, Jason's ball is about the 1-2 board. At the arrows, that's where it's being located and being picked up, right just inside the second arrow. So good 10, 12 wood swing for him.
Both players giving each other the opportunity. You know, Robert Smith was runner-up, of course, Chris Barnes, the Rookie of the Year, but the big 3 came out that year, Randy. You had Chris Barnes, you had Patrick Healy, you had Robert Smith, and a lot of pressure was on Robert Smith and Chris and Patrick to see if they can play with the big boys.
Sure, you want to come out and show the guys on the PBA Tour who the top dog is.
J-Rack. All right, where'd my tape go?
Well, we have our PBA question of the week that you can get on PBA.com. We'll read it. This one's from Larry Smith of Memphis, Tennessee. Is there an age requirement to join the PBA and compete in PBA events? We'll have the answer coming up in just a minute. Or we have time right now. Randy, you can answer it.
Well, you have to be over 18, and if you're not, you got to get parental consent. You also have to average over 200 for 2 years. And it doesn't hurt to have some money behind you to allow yourself to compete week in and week out. If you're under 18, get a note from mom and dad.
Larry, by the way, for having your question selected, we're going to send you a PBA prize package. That ball didn't come back.
Damn it.
Yeah, it was a little to the right and a little quick and a little less hand, but it stayed on the lane. You can see that ball speed creeping up just a pinch, and that was a little bit further right than what Robert wanted.
Got to be careful here.
It was see, when you shoot the 2-8, you have that much power. The treble pin is the back pin, the 8 pin. But Robert could probably shoot the 2-8 and then another pin behind it. His ball's so strong, probably take all three of them out.
Well, here's a guy right now that's not only in a battle for this championship, the title, the money, but also he's in a battle for PBA Player of the Year. I mean, you talk about Parker Bone, you talk about Pete Weber. There's a lot riding on this for Jason Couch.
Jason's put in over 100 hours of practice with Richard Shockley, his coach, lowering his rev rate the last 2 years. That's a nice little carry hit there. He also made a grip change, Ron. He went to forward pitch in the thumb, which helped him to relax his hand. For those of you watching at home, you want to try to learn how to hook it like the big boys. Learn how to keep your hand nice and relaxed so you can make that snapping motion at the bottom of the swing. Get the fingers underneath or in the bottom of the part of the ball and translate or make the weight transfer from the thumb to the fingers as fast as you can. That creates revolutions.
This is to go up by 12 if he is able to strike. The power of the lefty against the power of the righty. We are in the finals in Latham, New York. And after 5 frames, right now, Jason Couch is our leader by 12. We'll step aside for the finals from New York right after this. Jason Couch up by 15. Robert Smith, after opening up with a couple of strikes in the first and second, went 3 spares in a row, including a 3-6-10 in the 5th, but then he struck in the 6th. Jason Couch asking for yet another re-rack in this game. Now let's just talk about his speed and also the boards.
Here's the one that went Brooklyn, 16th board. He comes back on that lane and gets it 2 boards to the left, goes dead flush. Too far left and too firm. He told us yesterday, Ron, that to separate the men from the boys, you have to be versatile on our tour. And the big question mark for Jason Couch is, can he hold it together under pressure? It's easy to revert back and overthrow and over-rev it.
Because he has to stay aggressive in this situation, but he has got to be careful not to get too pumped up. Now he's able to pick up that spare, and there's the proprietor here at Bowlers Club, Carol Judge. Carol has been a gracious host this entire week to all of us, and we do thank Carol for her hospitality. They've been very kind to us this whole week. I like it.
She loves the players, loves the bowlers coming in here to Latham. She takes good care of the guys, enjoys having the PBA tour here. Here's a guy that likes bowling here. Of course, his partner, Parker Bone III, really liked bowling here. Look out.
Oh, he got another break. Finished 3rd here last year. That's not good enough this year.
It's been a long time since I sat in the booth and my hands were sweaty, but every time I watch Jason Couch let go of it, you don't know what it's going to do. If it's going to hold onto the lane, this ball gets way right, or excuse me, way left. Comes in a little light, gets that great break and trip in the 3-pin.
Now Robert Smith can strike. And we are getting tight here in Latham.
Still a little harder.
Take a look at what Robert Smith's done on the right lane. The last 2 balls that didn't strike, he got it to about the 8.5 board at the arrows. That shot was the 12th board. He's made an adjustment on that lane. That adjustment worked. Obviously, that ball going dead flush.
Strike will put him up by 6. Doesn't rely a whole lot on mechanics, mostly feel, and he says he's going to throw it harder. That's what he did again.
It's go time. Don't leave anything in the bag now. It's on.
That hook.
Well, Jason on the right lane. Let's take a look at the last couple times. There's Brooklyn. Well, now he has a chance with a strike. He could go up 4.
It's a fine line between getting it too far to the left and throwing it too hard. It's got to be right in between that.
Oh, my.
And that was a good shot. That was the one he wanted. Good shot. Good shot.
Well, he knew it was a good shot. All the way over to the 14th board. Speed just a shade over 20. Speed has been under control the whole day.
He's really maintained his rev rate, which is exactly what he wanted to do. He's kept his rev rate in the low 4s. Exactly what Coach Shockley's worked with Jason on. Keeping it under control, under pressure.
It was only down 6. Robert Smith working on a 3-bagger. Robert will be stepping up in the 9th. This is Jason's 9th.
Jason can strike out for 238. Robert Smith going at a 224 pace. Wow. That looked like a good shot to me from where I'm sitting, and that ball just never hooked up to the 1-2 pocket.
That's 2 in a row he's had good shots.
Have to be firm.
This ball didn't get it near as wide. Didn't make it back.
Yeah. Lane's trying out?
Well, I think they may be changing a little bit. I think they're starting to get just a little finicky where, you know, just a pinch hard or soft and the ball wants to, you know, go too long or jump through the nose.
Well, he picks it up, but he still finds himself in a hole because if Robert Smith strikes here, the lead would go to 17. With only 1 frame left.
The strike here and a clean 10th frame, meaning any mark, Robert Smith's going to win his 3rd title on the PBA Tour.
Won the U.S. Open in 2000 for his first, then won in Erie. Closing in on $40,000.
All he needs is a clean frame, Ron. Any spare strike will
Right here,
do.
right now. Let's get it done.
No, he hasn't bowled well in the new format, but he's lost a lot of weight. He was up, you know, 230-ish. He's 207 now. But he says he's a better bowler. He doesn't have the pains in his knee. He doesn't have the hip pains. He has better control over his momentum because of the loss of weight.
He's gotten focused and just rededicated himself. You just can't make a better shot than that man made right there. Right around the 2nd arrow, and this ball is perfect.
Jason not even looking.
Keeps his hand right up the back, which he only made that mistake once in the 3 matches that he bowled.
All he needs to do now, Randy, is stay on the lane.
Keep his foot behind the foul line. He's a winner.
Tough luck again for Jason. That's all he needed. Robert Smith will win his 3rd PBA title. Jason Couch bowled his little legs off today, but it was not enough. Robert Smith, the hot man today. He wins the PBA Empire State Open. We'll be back to Latham.